Weathering with You. It is the movie that came after Your Name. It came in 2019. Written by Makoto Shinkai. I pronounced your name right. Makoto Shinkai. This is another one of his movies, and for me, it just didn't hit as hard as Your Name, and it bothered me that they brought in Taki and Misuha from Your Name into this movie to remind me of Your Name when I just wanted to watch Weathering with You. And on this episode of Movie Breakdowns, we're going to talk about it. But before I get started, I do want to let you know, if there's a review you want me to do, let me know. Please put in the comments section below and I get to that movie as best I can. Also, Patreon, Zakka for $2 a month. You get the review out right before it comes out on Facebook and YouTube. You get other reviews out there as well before it comes out on Facebook and YouTube. Now, let's go and get into today's episode of 2019's Weathering with You. And what is this movie about? Weathering You is about a movie. It's about a boy who ran away from home to Tokyo, Japan, and while he's living on his own, he kind of finds a way to make it in life, and at the same time, he finds a girl who can somehow control the weather, and they kind of make a little business for themselves in this movie, and that is the gist of Weathering with You. Now, this movie does have it does go sideways because as that girl continued to use her power to stop it from raining all the time, she started losing her ability to live amongst people. She becomes more and more like the cloud in the weather system again, and pretty much towards the middle of the movie, or middle to the end of the movie, she turns back into the clouds, and our main character, our protagonist, he has to go and try to bring her back to the real world. That is also the other part of Weathering with You. Now, my first thoughts, the animation in this movie is phenomenal. The animation, the drawing, the computer animation, the art in this movie is phenomenal. I mean, it is, good Lord, just oh my gosh. It is, so good. Like, it is some clean animation, man. I mean, like, this is some good work. Like, this animation is top notch. Like, it's up there with Your Name, up there with Dragon Ball Z, Super Broly. Like, the animation is like Demon Slayer animation. It is clean, like spotless, clean. Like, it is clean. The animation in this movie is phenomenal. I mean, the animation is great. I love the animation. The characters, I like the characters in this movie. I think the characters are all great. I like the main character, which his name is Hokoda. He's such a great character. Like, he's a phenomenal character, just a cool kid. And Hina, I believe Hina is the girl. Double check that. Yes, Hina. Hina's the girl, and like their characters are great. Like, I love the characters. I love Suga. Thought he was a solid character, and Natsumi, his aunt or his niece, I thought she was a solid character, and then Amano, like, I just thought he was a great character. Like, I think all the characters in this movie was great. I think the characters are written well. You get behind the characters, what their motivation, their goals are. Like, you fall for these characters, and you know, man, like, you want to see these characters succeed no matter what they do. You want to see Hokoda, not Hokoda, but Hodaka. You want to see Hodaka, reach his goal. You want to see him try to make it in the city. Like, he's a runaway from home because he got tired of being at home. He wanted to see, further beyond. So he goes to Tokyo, to a bigger city, not knowing how to get through, but he'll make it happen. Like, these characters in this movie, you see what their goals and ambitions are. Like, Natsumi, you see that she is, just a girl who working for her uncle's conspiracy theory, wow story business, and she kind of wants a real job as well, because the job that they have is not really making money like that. And Suga's getting by with the money. Like, he's cool with the money he's making, but he's not living the best life. His business is his home, and it's fine. Like, it gets him by. He's not like struggling really. He just getting by, and he wants to get custody of his daughter and have his daughter custody, and he has to prove that he's qualified for a good dad. But at the same time, he's like, hey man, I can't put myself in jeopardy to, you know, to Hodaka, who picked up a gun and decided to walk away with it. And that, speaking of that thought process, this is what brings me to the negative of the movie for me, is some of the story plots. Like, Hodaka picks up a gun. He picks up a package as they get tossed. This dude trips and he falls into a trash barrel. And he picks up the trash and he picks up the package. Like, oh, okay. So he takes the package with him to a McDonald's. And then open up in McDonald's versus open up on the street where he was at. He opens up in a McDonald's. So I'm like, why would you take the package that far? It's a gun. He doesn't take it back where he got it from. He just keeps it. And then he uses it in a point of movie to try to protect himself. Okay, that's fair. The cops get a picture of this somehow. They get a picture of this. They start hunting him down. He doesn't have the gun anymore, but they don't know he doesn't have the gun. He didn't tell them that he doesn't have the gun. And the one thing that got him chased down by the cops was the gun. He decided to use the gun later in the movie, which I was like, why did he use the gun again when he didn't have it? He didn't need to use it. He could just ran past everybody because the gun didn't stop him. It actually made the cops run up and point guns at him. Luckily, the cops didn't shoot. Luckily, he got up to the roof where he needed to go rescue Hina and bring her back. But it was like, there's some things like with the gun storyline, the cops being tossed into this, I felt like that Makoto did to try to bring in tension in this movie, because for the most part this movie didn't need that kind of tension. Like, the tension was there with Hina when every time she used her ability to make it stop raining, because she's a sunshine girl. Her ability to make it stop raining, she loses her part to live and loses her ability to live. Like, her body turns like clear and turns like kind of like rain and water like and like translucent. So she legit goes into like the sky and it's on top of a giant cumulonimbus cloud that also has like a field up there for some weird reason. But okay. It's the tension, like adding the cop storyline and adding the whole gun storyline, to me really didn't help the movie, and I just feel like it made the movie drag a lot longer than what it needs to be. I think it's purely Hina using her ability and this runaway, Hodaka trying to find his place in the world as well, because that's what the movie's about. It's about them finding their place in the world, and as they're finding their place in the world and finding out that their place in the world is not just what they love doing, but also with each other. And those extra pieces doesn't help that. It's like a romance movie that threw stuff in there and it's like, for love, and you're just like, no, be here for love. We have enough for this. We don't need the cops and the gun and all that stuff. But okay, so I feel like there's time when they drag the movie out a lot longer, and I just wondered, like, how did they all get out of this? Like, what's gonna happen? Because, like, they all go to jail. Like, that's it. And they do go to jail. They do go to jail at the end of the movie. Like, they rescue Hina and they go to jail, and they do get let off. Hodaka gets put on a probation period until he's 18. Then he finally gets to go back to Tokyo, and he does meet Hina at the end of the movie, just like Your Name, where they come across each other. You think they're not gonna come across each other, and they come across each other, and then from there, like, it's like kind of they hold like, oh my gosh, it's you, and then the movie kind of ends at Weathering with You, and the movie ends similar to Your Name. It's, to me, and to speak of Your Name, before I talk about like it's a romance movie, but it's not the same as Your Name. Like, you're gonna expect to see, like, okay, the same kind of passion, the same kind of emotion, the same kind of spark you got from Your Name. You're not gonna get that kind of spark watching this movie. Definitely a different movie. Definitely moves a little bit different. The music's not as hard hitting. There's music in this movie is good, but it's not as like the date song from Your Name or the other songs from Your Name where like they really hit you in the feels and like these moments. This movie has some spots in it, but it's nothing really like, oh my gosh, like this is a ride home with. Like this movie to me did not make me feel like I just watched Weathering with You. Like everybody should watch this movie. To me, it was like it's cool. It's cool. And the fact that Taki is in this and Mitsuha is in this from Your Name, it just reminded me that like this movie's good, but there's a better movie you can go watch with these characters in it that who Taki shows up for a good 5 minutes. Like he's in the movie. Like he's not just a cameo. He's in it for a moment. Like he's not just a quick scene or a quick oh, he's in the corner somewhere. Or he's like, hey, I'm the owner of the shop. Mitsuha was there. Like, yeah, I think she'll enjoy this. You should get this for her. Whereas Taki was like sitting there playing with them and hanging out with them. And I was like, hey, yo. That was kind of cool. It was cool. It warmed my heart for a moment. I was like, it's cool seeing characters that it's such a great movie in this movie. And Weathering with You is not a bad movie. It's not a bad movie. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. Like it's solid. I just think the story, there's some parts of the story that didn't really work for me in this movie. Also, another thing that didn't work is that there was a time where anytime Hina used her abilities to take sunshine, to make sunshine, make the rain go away, the area that she made bright, the rain would move to another spot and hover over a thing, and then it would drop when I guess her during the her time period for the sunshine would close, then it will drop in whatever section, which the movie didn't explain it as much. You had to pinpoint things together. If you wasn't paying attention, you just saw these people were at certain spots and all of a sudden just torrential downpour. But the rain was connected to Hina, so when she felt down and cold, she got frozen and cold outside. And then when it's raining, when she felt bright and warm, it was raining outside. But it never stopped raining until, it never stopped. It constantly rained. And when Hodaka brought her back, immediate just rain pour drench Tokyo. It drowned the city, and the city was rechanged, and everybody kind of just learned to live. And Hodaka he thought it was his fault that people got drenched and everything, and Tokyo got drowned, and Mr. Suga was like, no man, it's not your fault at all. Go live your life, bro. Go live your life. Which I thought was kind of neat. He made his decision to be with Hina, and at the end of the movie, they did get their decision to be together. Nagi is her little brother name, not Amano is their actual last name, but Nagi is his first name. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Weathering with You. Let's go ahead and get into the box office and writers. So Weathering with You came out in 2019. It's an hour and 52 minutes long. Makoto Shinkai is the writer and director of this movie. The movie's box office, or budget I should say, was 11 million. So 11 and 100 million, 100,000 million. Well, I can't speak right now. $11,100,000. That is the budget for this movie. I'm tired, guys. I'm sorry. And it grossed worldwide $193 million. So it blew out their budget. It did numbers. They won. They won. Good for them. The characters, because I watch this in dub, there's also a sub cast. I'm just gonna do characters as a whole. You had Hina. Hina was cool. I thought Hina was a fun character. Bubbly, happy. she lost her mom and didn't have her, like, then dad was in the picture, so she was kind of like taking care of her brother and her, and she was getting jobs at places that, you know, some of them didn't last long, and the Sunshine Girl had made enough money for her to live off of with her and Hodaka. Hodaka thought he was a cool kid. Like, I liked his goals and ambitions. I just wanted to see him succeed. And like, you kind of feel bad for him at first. He's just lonely, just getting by. And he finally meets up with Mr. Sugar, and goes from there. Mr. Sugar, I thought he was a cool character. Like, he just seemed like a normal dude who's like, hey man, this is what I'm doing for work. Living daily life. You can work for me. You don't have to. It is what it is. Just helping out here and there. Thought he was a cool character. Natsumi was fine. She was like the bright character in the group between Mr. Suga and Hodaka, and she just added a little spark and entertainment for the group. And then you had Nagi, who was kind of like that spark of entertainment for Hina, but Nagi and Hina was already like both bright characters. So I thought the cast was fine. I love the cast. I thought the character was cool. It was cool seeing Taki in here, Misuha from Your Name. It's just cool little cameo. Any other thoughts? No, not really. Like, the music didn't really stand out. There's a good soundtrack in here, but it doesn't stand out as much. It's fine. Other than that, the animation and directing for animation and drawing and animate, like the animation, directing, the CGI and all that stuff in this movie is just phenomenal. Like, it's really, really good stuff. If anything you watch this movie for, watch it for the art. The art in this movie is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Like, it is great, great stuff. That's my last thoughts. Great time. Alright, is it a Friday movie? You know what? You can watch it on a Friday night with a bunch of people. I think you'll be fine with that. And great time. I'm going to grade Weathering With You for 2019 a B+. It gets a B+ for me at 89%. Just that little bit of the storyline that I feel like it was forced tension in this movie. The only that bothers me was them forcing the gun into the movie and then forcing in the police searching down and stop Hodaka from getting to the top of the roof to reach Hina. I thought that was like the part when, like, they just forcing this and dragging this out. It doesn't really need to be that long, but I completely understand as far as what you're trying to do, you know, to make the movie reach an hour and 52 minutes. But yeah, I thought that's probably pretty much it. The animation in this movie is phenomenal. Like, the animation is over the top. One of the best animation that I've seen when it comes to anime. Like, it is phenomenal. So that's why I give this movie at 89%, a B+. IMDb gives it a 7.5 out of 10. And Rotten Tomatoes gives it, so 7.5 out of 10 would be a C. And Rotten Tomatoes gives the movie a 92% out of 100%, so that is an A-. And that's the critics, and the audience gives it a 96% out of 100, and that right there is an A. So they both give this movie an A. I give it a B+, and IMDb gives it a C. So if you seen Weathering With You, what did you think? Please put in the comment section below. Other than that, see you guys next episode of Movie Breakdowns, and keep being awesome. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. I really appreciate that. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. If there's a review you want me to watch or do, let me know. Please put it in the comment section below this video. Also, you want to watch the last episode of Movie Breakdowns, it's right there. Just gotta click on it and you'll be able to watch it. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Love y'all, and keep being awesome.